And RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's doing fantabulous. And, of course, that's Running on Empty, Mr. Jackson Brown himself. Brown with an E. Brown. It's kind of like a British E. Brown, isn't it? I'm probably just showing my ignorance. That's very possible. I am American, so sorry for that. But he is running on empty. He had nowhere to run, and then he just kept on running. I love Forrest. I'm sorry. One of the few crazy things I like to do. All right, we're doing the Good News Weekly, Volume 6, I believe. Anywho, we're going to get right to it, trying to keep these a little on the shorter side. And I think I'm doing picture-in-picture now, so maybe you'll be like, oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Anywho, 3 good things. Packaging. This is kind of cool if you think about like waste and landfills and all that kind of crazy stuff, right? But trials of plastic-free laser labels have begun with sweet potatoes, avocados, and coconuts. A strong light is shown onto vegetables, removing pigment from their skin. I'm going to learn how to talk right through this. Watch. The mark comes off when the skin is removed, and it supposedly does not impact taste, aroma, or shelf life. Good times. Bam! Soap paper. Hello. Cosmetic company Lush now wrap all of its bars of shower wash in soap paper. The dissolvable packaging is made from blended melon puree and soap flakes. It's delicious. Oh, you should try it, mixed with a little milk or soy milk if you're of that side of things. Plant-based plastics. This is a Textra Rex drink carton. It's made entirely from plant-based materials. Plastics derived from sugarcane and paperboard. Not a bad deal, huh? All right, this lady, pretty rockin'. Melissa Kaser was heartbroken when she was forced to realize that she couldn't give birth. But luckily, her compassionate older sister volunteered to be her surrogate and bear her child. Really should say children, but you'll see. I don't want to... Spoiler alert! The 33-year-old had endured 9 miscarriages over the course of 3 years in her efforts to have children. Holy crud. After undergoing failed fertility treatments, doctors told her to find a surrogate. That's when Melissa's 35-year-old sister, Lisa Otten, volunteered. After 2 of Melissa's embryos were implanted into her sister, Lisa successfully gave birth to twin girls named Ashlyn and Tierney, who recently turned 6 weeks old. Yes, after 2 of Melissa's embryos were implanted in her sister. Really takes all the romance out of it, doesn't it? Anywho, under Nebraska parenting laws, Melissa will be able to legally adopt the twins when they turn 6 months old. As for Lisa, she still doesn't want her own children and says she's content with this being a fun-loving aunt instead of the mother. All right, now this is kind of funny and in a lot of ways. Anyway, this cuddly bird, cuddly is very true, positively gobbles up affection. You got to love these riders. Gobbles, that's a turkey. I don't know if you caught that little fun thing in there. Anywho, Albert, the turkey, and his girlfriend Princess were rescued from the last year's Thanksgiving dinner by Hollywood producer Brant Pinvidic. Right? I have not heard of him. He's obviously not one of the top like guys, right? But anywho, he's a turkey serves helper. Anywho, since their adoption, Albert has become quite the social media sensation. This one comes with a little bit of a video. I don't like the basketball. It kind of freaks me out a little, but yeah, check him out. He's like, oh, I just want to give love. Yeah, the dog's not happy about this. Nope, and nor is the turkey. A little bit of anger there, little angst maybe, right? Dog's like, I know better, but damn that bird. Damn you, you would taste delicious basted in turkey juices and gravy and stuffing inside of you. That's a horrible thing to say, and I realize that as a reformed person at this moment. So, wow, I hope I got these stories right. I think I missed one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Christine Marr had become resigned to the fact that her cat, Ringer, a.k.a. guy on the left there, probably perished in the family's house fire 2 months ago. But thanks to her dog's keen sense of smell, she learned that the cat had some of her 9 lives left. A keen sense of smell and non-hatred of the cat. Christine and her husband took their dog Chloe to visit the remains of the charred home on Sunday. When they arrived, the pup began acting strangely. For starters, Chloe was erratically sniffing all over the house's framework. Then she started dashing around the home and scratching at certain spots in the floorboard. Bewildered, the couple tried to pull the dog away, but she kept returning to the same spot. Christine's husband finally pulled the boards back and shined a flashlight into the hole below. Then he heard a faint meow. Assuming it was just a stray, they managed to coax the cat out with some food, but when they saw the telltale marks on the cat's tail, they realized the miraculous fact that this bony, malnourished feline standing before them was none only than Ringer. Dead Ringer, almost. Not quite, but close. Billionaire gives away most of his fortune. This is kind of an interesting story. This is a good news thing, but the spinning on the whole how great this billionaire is, I think take that with a grain of salt. This man has spent most of his life reveling in the abundance of the ocean, but now that the sea is in danger, just recently, it just became in danger. It wasn't before for years and years as we've done horrible things to our planet, but recently, the sea became in danger. And he wants to give back to the waters that gave so much to him. Person that I cannot possibly pronounce, who's a Norwegian billionaire, thought to be one of the richest men in his country, is investing the lion's share of his $2.7 billion fortune in building a game-changing mega yacht. The research expedition vessel, REV, is a 600-foot vessel, 600-foot vessel that will maneuver the ocean's water, sucking up plastic waste, capable of accumulating and recycling up to 5 tons of plastic per day. The REV will also double as a mobile laboratory for sciences and to monitor and observe the ocean's ecosystems. Since the ship was built in collaboration with the World Wildlife Fund, the REV has been designed to have the highest environmental standards. Once completed, it will be deemed the world's largest yacht at 600 feet. Calling that a yacht just seems weird at that point. Anyways, I thought this was going to change for me, but it didn't. A Melbourne teenager has saved a dying swan by giving it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation after it got tangled in fishing wire. He looked dead when we first found him, said 15-year-old Joshua Martin said. That's that young, dashing, dapper child there. I thought he was gone, but under the guidance of his aunt, who runs Warriors for Wildlife, Josh performed mouth-to-mouth as they drove to the vet. The swan is expected to be released back into the wild in the next week. That was a pretty cool story. There was a really neat little video, but I'm trying to cut back on the videos because they get like copyrighted and stuff. It sucks. A woman from, well, it's cool for them. Don't get me wrong. A woman from Fort Worth, Texas rescued her dog from a dumping ground. Literally, this video was horrible. You can go to the link. I give them all to you, but wow, this video is like almost as bad as that Sarah McLachlan videos. I don't know if you've ever seen those, with the music's just sad and the videos are horrible. Oh my goodness. Anyway, dumping ground from nearly 7 years ago. That's when her journey of dog rescuing began. At that first rescue, Judy felt it was her calling. So she started the Abandoned Ones Animal Rescue. It's a rescue organization that nurses abandoned and injured dogs back to health and then aspires to find them loving forever homes. Her business motto is that every animal matters. That sounds awfully similar to some other slogans out there. Judy never imagined that saving one stray dog would lead to more than 300 animal rescues. It's not just because rescuing, Judy said. It's about educating people to avoid these circumstances. I don't think I can stop until I make a change in that area or a big impact. That's kind of cool. This is a neat story, by the way, I think anyways. Peder Mondrup, I'm hoping I say that right, became the first person with cerebral palsy to complete the Ironman triathlon. With the help of his twin brother Steen, they completed the triathlon in 15 hours and 32 minutes. Now, for people that do Ironmans, you might go, hey, that's not that great. Well, let me explain to you how this happened. The brothers finished this race just under the bright lights and the loudest of crowds probably to any of the finishers. The brothers had a custom-made bike, which allowed Steen to go 112 miles with a wheelchair in tow. Steen also swam 2.4 miles while pulling Peder on a raft. And not that that was enough. No, I want to go ahead and run 26.2 miles while pushing my brother's wheelchair in front of me. This man did all these things. When it was all said and done, Pedro said, the first time I felt like a person I see myself as. It was like the first time. I think I butchered that, but it was the first time he finally felt like he's the guy he knows he is. Let's say it that way. All right. This is kind of a cool story as well, hence on the stories. A man who was told he would never walk again following a violent burglary at his property is taking on the London Marathon on the 23rd of April in aid of Nichols Spinal Injury Foundation. Yes, it's in the past, and yes, there's an update at the end. A charity devoted to finding a cure for paralysis caused by spinal cord injury. Stephen Smith, 57, was attacked at his holiday home in the south of France in 2011 when armed men broke into his property. To escape them, he jumped out the first-floor window, fell into a ravine, and broke his spine. Eesh. He is now able to walk with the aid of a stick. Doctors have been stunned by Stephen's recovering following his spinal injury. Stephen is aiming to complete the marathon in 14 hours, which is quite an incredible feat considering the difficulty he experiences moving without pain and all that stuff, right? So here's the update. 14 hours he wanted to do it in. Stephen completed the marathon in 9 hours, 17 minutes. He raised valuable funds to help out that Nicole's Spinal Injury Foundation's charity help devoted to finding a cure to paralysis caused by spinal cord injury. And finally, eating tree nuts, believe it or not, may cut that risk of colon cancer. There's a study that was done recently. People who ate at least 2 ounces 57 grams of tree nuts a week. Once again, 57 grams of tree nuts a week. That sounds like a lot, right? But that's roughly 48 almonds or 36 cashews over 7 days. 48 almonds, 36 cashews over 7 days were significantly less to have their cancer return or even die from their cancer than those who did not eat the nuts. U.S. researchers said on Wednesday. This just came out on the 17th of May. So pretty fantastic. So if you've got any of those kind of areas going on in your life, just get some of them tree nuts, man. It makes things a lot better. Now, as we talked about, I went in with, what the heck was the song? That was Jackson Browne, Running on Empty, kind of because of the wheelchair story and because of our infamous sailboat captain guy. How about we do something like, I don't know, Come Sail Away from Styx?
And this is what they said. They